Hey guys, Sun Kaloku here. Just found an interesting article about Ronda Rousey after her upset, losing to Holly Holmes last year, which says here, apparently, she contemplated suicide after the loss of losing to her. Before I jump to conclusions, I'm going to take a look at the article. There's also a video here as well. Alright. We almost lost one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. Former UFC women's bantamweight champion Ronda Rousey revealed on the Ellen DeGeneres show on Tuesday that she almost committed suicide following her devastating loss to Holly Holmes at UFC. Okay, and this is what she said. I was literally sitting there and thinking about killing myself. And that exact second, I'm like, I'm nothing. What I do anymore. And I do when one gives a shit about me anymore. Without this, to be honest, I looked up and I saw my man Travis was standing up there. And I looked up at him and I was like, I need to have his babies. Sorry, this is weird for me reading this. Anyway, I need to stay alive. Ronda Rousey is expected to return to the world-famous octagon later this year to fight the winner of Holly Holmes, Miesha Tate, at UFC 196. Damn. Okay. It's neat. It's deep. Okay, I'm going to do a quick reaction. Hopefully this video won't be too long. Basically of her talking about her suicide. It's basically what I just read, but... Oh, it's 6 minutes, so probably not a long one.
Let's talk about the loss of this. I mean, everyone expected you to win. I expected you. The world expected you expected to win. So going into it,
Oh, I can see she's a little bit down. She's
Did you
really
feel good going
changed.
in, or was there something different this time?
It's always crazy going into every fight, you know? It's always so much chaos and so many things going on, and things weren't perfect, they never are, and I think the one thing that was different was it was my third title fight in 9 months, and I don't think anyone's ever even attempted that before, and
That's a lot.
yeah, but I don't make any excuses or anything like that. I mean, I've fought in worse conditions, but I think the one thing that was different, I just kind of felt tired, but other than that, I mean, I've been more tired, I guess.
So when you get hit that hard, what happens to you? Like, do you feel it at the time, or there's so much adrenaline you don't feel it?
Well, I got clipped in the first exchange, so I was knocked out on my feet like the first time I got hit, and
That must have surprised you.
well, it's hard to really know what's going on, and so in that first hit, I cut open my whole mouth and I knocked my teeth loose, and you know, guys fight for 5-minute rounds, they're teeing off each other's faces the whole time. That happens, and it was just destiny. It had to go down that way, and it was weird. I had like no perception of like I felt like almost like I couldn't see. Like I could see, but I couldn't tell like how far my hand was from my face or how far she was from me. Like when you sit and you're not moving and you still are aware of where your body is, that's like a part of your brain that's telling you where you are in space. And it was like that kind of turned off. I was like swinging blindly, and I knew she was out there, but like it was I really don't remember most of that.
That must have been really scary then, because you're aware that that's happening, and also that's like in a split second you're aware of that, and you're still trying to protect yourself.
Well, you're aware of that, and you have to try and not make it appear as if you're hurt.
Right.
Because if someone can tell, then they're going to swarm in on you. And so I was trying my best to make it, to kind of hide the fact that I wasn't even there anymore.
So do you have, like, how long does a headache last after you're hit like that? Do you have a headache still?
No. I didn't have a headache at all. It's not about, like, pain or things happening. It's just things stopped working, you know? Like, my brain stopped working properly, and my teeth didn't really work that
And
properly.
That's
how
happened to
long
me
was it
before,
that your
actually.
brain was not aware of that? How long did that take to settle down?
Probably till, like, the next morning.
Wow. Did you worry for a minute, like, could this be permanent? Did I really hurt myself, and maybe I won't do this again?
No, to be honest, like, what I was thinking, like, honestly, like, my thought, I was like, in the medical room, and I was, like, down in the corner, I was sitting in the corner, and I was like, what am I anymore if I'm not this? And I was literally sitting there and, like, thinking about killing myself.
Yeah, the
I
YouTube.
haven't told anybody that. I think I only told him that. But that was like what I was thinking. Like I was meant to have him when I was at my lowest for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have made it without him.
To have that support system, sure. It breaks my heart to hear. I mean, anybody looking at you, you're such a brave woman in so many ways, and so obviously strong physically and mentally to do what you do. So to hear you say that, I actually think it's a really great thing, and I'm grateful that you did say that, because there are a lot of people out there that have thoughts like that, and they're looking at you going, wow, if she can have thoughts like that. So you just did a lot of good for a lot of people. So thank you for saying that.
I did a lot of thinking, and I'm like, why did this happen? Why did this have to happen like this? Because I do believe like all the best things come from the worst things. Every worst thing that happened in my life, it resulted in the absolute worst things. It resulted in the absolute best things, and I'm trying to think like, what is the reason of all this? And I'm thinking like what my actual purpose is, and maybe just winning all the time isn't what's best for everybody. And I felt like maybe my role is, everyone has their moment of picking themselves off the floor, and I'd gone through several of mine, but no one had actually seen me go through it, and maybe I just had to be that example, picking myself off the floor for everyone, and maybe that's what I'm meant for. And I really do believe I'm still undefeated, because being defeated is a choice. Everybody has losses in their life, but I choose to always be undefeated.
Good for you. Good for you. So you're going to fight again. Clearly, that's what you're saying. And who do you want to fight next?
First, I want to fight Holly.
Right.
Beat
So
her and make everything
yes,
right again.
of course. So Holly's going to fight somebody else next, and so I'm assuming you want Holly to beat that person so that no one else beats Holly.
Of course, I want to be the one to beat
Right.
her.
Okay. So poor Holly, look out. I mean,
I don't feel bad for her at all.
yeah. All right. Well, listen. I think you're amazing, and you know that. I told you that last time you were here. But you just won me over even more. I think showing vulnerability and showing that just because you're strong, it doesn't mean you have a soft side and a vulnerable side. And I think it's important to have both. You can't, if you're just strong, you're not a human being. We all have everything that you're showing. So thank you for showing that. We have to take a break. We'll come back and talk about this amazing story.
Good video, good video. That's shocking. I never thought she'd even think about doing things like that. Well, we've all been on our downs. I've been on my downs. Last year, I was in quite a similar position to Ronda. I went to an international white crane competition, and basically, I thought I got gold, because what I do is not the same as what she was doing. I perform my patterns, which are basically like forms, and I did my star form, and the score that I thought I got the highest score out of everyone. But it turns out I was in third place, which I got bronze for, and I thought, wait, what? It's impossible. You know? And I was questioning, like, I trained so hard. I trained so hard for this, and it's like, I was starting to think, what the hell, you know? And ages and constantly just thinking, wow, like what can I do? You know, and then my teacher came to me, he said, so what happened? And I went, well, apparently I thought I got gold, but I got bronze. And he told me a lot of things about what was going on. So I basically said, I tried my hardest. I did my absolute best to really do that. And he went, really? Really? And I was like, yes, I know I did. And then he said to me, it's because the patterns that they do aren't the same as yours, because you weren't pure crane style. I don't want to go into too much detail about that, but basically I said to him, I knew another style as well, not just this style, but another style of white crane, and I said, tomorrow shall I perform another pattern from their style? And he goes, what would you rather do? Would you rather perform your pattern or their pattern? And then I started to question myself. I basically said, well, I'd rather perform my pattern even if I lose. But the thing is, I didn't lose. I actually got bronze, which is still good. You know, and you lose fights, you win fights. If you win most of the time, then you're a good fighter. If you lose most of the time, then you're not very good. And you need to sort yourself out. But I would never... I mean, me winning that competition was just as important as winning, you know, as for Ronda winning her fight. But she lost, and she clearly was not the winner in that fight. Holly was on the defense most of the time. The thing about Ronda is that, for UFC fans out there, I'm not a huge UFC fan, she is always on the brawling side. You can see it. She was bound to lose. But then again, going back to my competition, I was down for about a day or something, or at least until the next day, which was the rest of the competition. I also performed a sword pattern. Didn't know what I got for that. I was like, I don't know. And it turns out I got gold, and that completely uprised me. I thought, oh, that's good. You know, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't. It's not about who's better or who's worse. It's really about what the judges think. And performing in that style, in those forms, is very difficult. But in anything that you do, you should never, ever think. Suicide is the last thing you should think about. If it were me, I would think, I'm going to get back on top, and I think, I'd be a bit down. I kind of think, that kind of sucks. You know, but I don't let it get to the best of me. If you let it get to the best of you, you're going to go down flat completely. And this is exactly what happened to me. The year before that, I got 2 silvers, and I thought, okay, well, I really wanted to get gold though. But I spent the whole year training for that competition, and that was a huge breakthrough for me. I will not show you any footage. If you want to see footage of me, talk to me in person. If you want to learn martial arts, come to me, especially if you want to learn White Crane. Talk to my instructor at fwc.com if you're interested, okay? Please do. I mean, I'm not gonna expose myself on the internet like that, okay? Unless I have the right to, and it's to get people interested or curious or think, wow, that guy's pretty good. Then, you know, maybe. But yeah, I'm glad Ronda has decided that she's going to come back, and really, if I was Ronda, that's the first thing I would do. I would just train. I wouldn't even think depression, right, kill myself. I'd think, what am I going to do, you know? I need to start training to kind of build up. What am I doing wrong? Well, starters, a message for Ronda. Be more on the defensive, not the offensive. If you think more on the offensive, you're going to do the same thing's going to happen to you. You're going to get knocked out again, and it's probably going to be a huge, huge loss. Okay? Be more defensive. Strike when it's the right time. Don't flag. Okay? Do not flag your punches. Just strike when the time is right. Alright? I mean, what can she do? I mean, UFC, it's a very brawly style. But just do your best. Good luck, Ronda. This is Son Kiloku, signing out.